Hello friends, Music Man here, and today I want to talk about minimalism, being a minimalist. Now, I've already done this. Raised in my family back in the 70s and 80s, I lived a minimalist lifestyle. You know what I mean? Basically learning, scrounging, doing odd jobs, scrounging a living, finding ways to make it, cleaning restaurants late at night, baling hay. When I worked a job, all the family chucked in and helped out with surviving. And so I can tell you about minimalism. And boom, you can't have a car payment and be a minimalist. It's just not going to work out for you. You can't like to run to the mall and spend money like a wild, crazy person and be a minimalist. It's just not going to work out. So there's a lot that ties into that minimalist lifestyle. Also, minimalism, it's the challenge is eating a healthy diet and in that minimalist lifestyle, because the cheapest food is high processed, high fat food. So that's where it gets challenging, and you have to get creative with that. Now, what do I think about minimalism? I'm not a minimalist. I lean, here's people that like to live extravagant lives, and there's people that like to live, the green life, driving a Prius, wiping their butt with tea leaves and doing the things that they do, and rewashing their tin foil and rewashing their Ziploc bags and the things that, having 15 different garbage cans in their house and doing the things that they do. Now, if you want to do that life and you want that reverse status thing, that's great. Go for it. I don't have any problem with you doing that. Sounds like fun to me. Not really. I've already done it. So I like to live a life of moderation. What does that mean? That means that you have to be selective. You have to be selective about how you're going to spend your money, and you have to live on a strict budget, and you have to have savings, and you have to, I believe also living a life of moderation means no debt. And so instead of a minimalist, I'm a moderationalist. Can you say that 5 times fast? I believe in living a life of moderation. I don't believe you should live like a pauper. But I also, I think that the standard of America, the way that we live like the kings of old. I have a wonderful shower, a hot shower I take every morning. I have a modest home, and it's really nice. I like it. It's an older home. It was built in 1920, but it has a lot of character to it. I like that. It keeps me warm. I have a nice king-size bed. It's wonderful. Our house is really only a 2-bedroom home that we turned a den downstairs into another bedroom for my older daughter, who is doing her student teaching right now. And so, yeah, you want to live, I think, moderation. I like electronics. The iPad I'm using right now to video for you. I love it. It's like your own portable little studio. And so I like, these things. I think with TV, I think that with that, moderation, you should probably not have cable vision. It's a waste of money. There's not enough to watch. You probably shouldn't have a satellite. You can see most of what you want to watch with regular antenna. Netflix has a lot of good things on. And also, now you can rent movies on Vudu a lot of times for like $2.99 and not even have to drive out. Hastings just went out of business in our town. So moderation. Living a life where you're comfortable but you're content, and that's the challenge. Comfortable and content, and allow other people to also give to you, be a blessing to you, rather than you always going out and blessing yourself and striving for more, striving for more, striving for more. Now my faith helps me with that. But also, a lot of hard lessons helped me with that, to get to the point where I like a life of moderation. Simplicity, a life of simplicity. The more gadgets you own, the more RVs, ATVs, ski-doos, the list goes on, boats, keep going on down the list. The more of that stuff you own, the more it complicates and clutters your life. So I think that you need to evaluate what really is important to you, what you really are going to spend time doing, rather than there's some people that still believe in the Norman Rockwell Christmas, and that one day all their family's going to come back to their home and you're going to all have a wonderful holiday together. And no, it doesn't work, does it? It just doesn't happen anymore. The Norman Rockwell Christmases just don't happen. You know how the Christmas really goes. Tell me down below. It doesn't go too well, does it? And so to keep a big mini mansion house that's sinking you in taxes, and it's you have to keep a bunch of rooms clean that you never use, to me, that is not moderation. Maybe you want to think about selling that house, investing the money, and buying a more modest home. Just a suggestion. None of these things you have to do, but I'm just saying, if you want to live in moderation and simplify your life. One day, if my wife and I, we don't want to go up and down stairs anymore, we're probably just going to buy a more modest, simple, one-level home. And that's okay. And we're not going to hold on to this house because of all the memories. We raised our babies here. You know, I'm just not going to do that. Sorry. A home is the people in it, not the house. Sorry. And so one day I have no problem one day walking away from this house and saying, thank you, you served me well, but I see a house like I see everything else. I see it as a tool, and I love my warm house, and I love my pulse furnace that warms my house, that lost its mind a couple of weeks ago, and I had a backup part that I bought off eBay, and my wife thought I was a hero because I replaced it. Now that's living in moderation. And I bought another backup. They're these blue control modules to the pulse furnace, and I don't know why, but ours tends to lose its marbles about every 3 to 5 years. So I just keep a backup one. And if I call a Linux guy out here, it ends up $500. If I replace it myself, it ended up to be about $50 to $100. And so that's moderation, living in moderation. And so anyway, there you go. Take it or leave it. Moderation, TED style. Take care. Bye.